It's good, YouTube. 93 Sports News back at y'all with another video. Hey, just got me thinking. The starts of the NBA playoffs today. I believe the first game is the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Indiana Pacers. Now the Cavaliers are the 2 seed, not the 1 seed. And it's got me thinking: did the Cavaliers throw away the number 1 seed? And a lot of people feel like it didn't matter whether it was the 1 or the 2 seed. I believe it did matter. Here's why. NBA playoffs is all about matchups. And let's say hypothetically the Cavaliers got the number 1 seed, right? Now if they got the number 1 seed, and let's say, okay, Boston's the 2 seed, the Raptors are the 3 seed, and the Wizards are the 4 seed. Now, let's say all the higher seeds advance in the first round. Now, in the second round, the Cavaliers would have had to play the Washington Wizards, a team that I feel matches up really well with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I feel they are the biggest threat to the Cavaliers. I believe it's going to go 6 games, 7 game series max. I believe it's going to be that kind of a series. I think it's going to be a close competitive series. Now, they would have had to play them in the second round. Then, let's say Boston gets past their second round matchup and they have to play, let's say they get past the Wizards, which will not be an easy series at all. Then they would have had to play Boston as well. That means they would have had to play the Wizards and Boston to get to the NBA Finals. Now, since they're the 2 seed, they avoided playing Washington in the second round. Now, Boston will have to play Washington, let's say if all the higher seeds advance. Then Washington and Boston will beat up on each other. Whoever wins that series will play the Cavaliers in the finals, assuming they've reached the second round and get to the conference finals. So basically, I feel it was a smart move in a way for the Cavs to avoid playing both Washington and Boston, and only had to play one of those teams. And I know if the Cavs had it their way, they'll rather play Boston than Washington, because Washington has a lot more firepower on offense. I think Boston's the better defensive team. I think offensively, Washington is the more explosive, dynamic team. They can go big, they can go small. They got good guard play with Bradley Beal and John Wall. Otto Porter's coming into his own. Marquise Morris is playing well. With Todd, he hasn't had the same season, but we have Mohimi that came off his injury before the start of the season. He's really playing well, so that's why you see a lot of Gortat's numbers going down. Kelly Oubre's coming in, playing big minutes, having a big role. Brandon Jennings, he's a little bit up and down, but he's starting to pick it up. They got a lot of firepower on offense that I think the Cavaliers will have a hard time matching up with. And the Cavaliers have been a horrible defensive team this year. So I think that would be a really tough matchup for the Cavaliers. So I think they'll rather play Boston instead of Washington. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Do y'all think the Cavaliers threw the number 1 seed away on purpose? Let me know what y'all think. 93 Sports News. I'll holla.